Smith present.
Ranson here. And then all those that can, will do the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, how about if we go right to number, how about, did y'all read the minutes?
Yes. I move that we approve the minutes of the last Board of Selectmen meeting, December 7th, 2022, as written.
Seconded.
Okay. Any further discussion? All right then, all those in favor?
Coin aye.
Smith, aye.
Krantz and I. Thank you again, Kama, for a job well done.
Nice job.
We're going to skip number 2 and go right to the point, the temporary library trustee. So, would you like to introduce him?
Sure.
Her?
Okay.
I'm guessing it's a him.
I'm Sarah Petullo, Chair of the Library Board of Trustees, and the Library Board of Trustees recommend Mr. Dan Flaherty to fill the vacancy until the election in 2023 for the Library Board of Trustees.
Okay. Ms. Flaherty, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself.
All right, my name is Dan Flaherty. Relatively new to Sterling, moved in over on Cider Hill Estates last October. Also comparatively new to Massachusetts, moved here in 2017. One thing my interest in the library when, I go to church with Sarah, that's how I know her when she mentioned it, is just because I've always been basically interested in the library. For most of my adult life, I said there's two things that have been true about me. I've loved books and I've kind of lived on the economic margins, and when that's the case, a well-stocked library that's a good, wholesome place to go to becomes important to you. So I've worked there, been a part of it, and was also just looking for an opportunity to get involved in the community now that I'm here, and this just seemed like a very natural fit for my interests, aptitude, and where I was at this point. So that's what brings me here this morning.
John, any questions?
Any conflicts, Dan, that would prevent you from attending meetings or any of the events that they hold on?
No.
Thank you for stepping up.
Very good.
Yes, Dan, I just want to thank you for stepping up and volunteering. Many of the departments and functions we have in town couldn't function with people, without people like you, so thank you for doing that. Appreciate it.
Are you contemplating staying on and going to the election?
Yes.
In May?
Yeah, that's
okay.
the plan.
Okay, good plan. Gives you a little bit of continuity going forward. Where did you move from, Dan?
I grew up in Wisconsin, and I was living out there, then met my wife, one of Sarah's friends, through an online dating site who lives out here. And I'd always been kind of interested in Massachusetts anyway, with a passion for the Boston Irish heritage in particular. So moved out here as the relationship connected, and we got married in the end of 2019. We got married right before the pandemic, so I guess we
Got to know each other.
triggered the whole thing, so you know we're playing now. So.
Okay, note to self, do not get married.
Well, that's the
Anytime
next
soon.
nomination right there. Was he the Patriots fan? He's a hardcore one if he's a good Patriots fan after last week.
Lord, can we not discuss that
Right.
at all? Okay, well, thank you, Dan, for stepping up and stepping in, and there's a lot of opportunities in town for volunteerism,
Okay.
and we appreciate every single person that raises their hand. We have some volunteers that would like to step back, right, Mr. Mackey? And Richard volunteers for a lot of different things. He'll be a face you'll see often. Did you have anything else to add to?
No, Dan explained himself. He came to 2 of our meetings and talked about his affinity for libraries and the good fit with his professional work currently, and we were very pleased.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions, answers? With that being said, I will entertain a motion to appoint Mr. Flaherty to the Library Trustees Board.
So moved.
Seconded?
All those in favor?
Kilcoyne, aye.
Smith, aye.
Krantz and I. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, come on, Dan has to go down and see the town clerk, right?
Yes,
And get sworn in and take the ethics test.
yes.
And that'll be like the true story. If you
Okay.
can't pass that ethics test, you have a problem.
Okay.
Houston.
Thank you.
Dan, thanks for screening the applicants too. Appreciate
Oh, my
that.
pleasure. Happy to do it. Thank you.
And then a familiar face, Mr. Austin. You would like to expand your,
Horizons?
I wouldn't go that far. But you'd like to expand your horizons as far as moving on into the capital committee as well.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to add anything to that, or?
No, I think it's a kind of a natural fit. I mean, I've been with the financial committee several months now.
Yeah.
And I've had the opportunity to meet with a number of departments, just talking about the operating budget, and it just made sense if you're going to discuss operating budgets and capitals around the same time, capital budgeting as well, so just kind of go hand in hand.
Who are you, which departments are under your purview?
So I have the Veterans and Memorial Service, Memorial Day Service. I have the Library, Police Department, Historical Commission, and then Admin, Accounting, and IT.
Anybody else doing anything?
Yeah, there's plenty of other people helping out. So.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Austin?
Paul, doing a nice job. Appreciate the added time he's gonna be giving.
Don't tell him that part. David?
No, I just want to thank you for stepping up and doing this for the town. And I'm not sure if you read the fine print, but there's no going back at this point. Once you read that.
The fine print was really small. I couldn't make it out.
Yeah.
One question for either of you.
I already asked you if you had a question. You said no.
Let me track my negative. So, how many, we're up to 6 down on capital and FinCom, so are we happy with that, or we do want to go one more on FinCom? Is that what the goal is, to get to 7, or?
Well, we have one in training for FinCom, and that's Liz Pate. She has to finish up her tenure with the COA.
Okay.
To move on, but she has a desire to fill the 7th seat on FinCom at that point.
Yeah, but that can't happen this year.
That'll happen in July of
Right.
23 coming up.
So how about for this budget season? You think you're all set? I mean, you have a lot of support.
I think we have enough voices for this budget season.
Yeah. Well, and you have Fred and Bill as well. And the good news for you is, you know, my time is getting shorter at work.
Excellent.
Okay.
And as far as TBC, I'm still recruiting for that.
Okay.
I hope to get a 7th member. I haven't landed one yet.
Now, the 7th member actually has to be someone from the community not on finance, from my understanding.
The 1997 establishing articles said that of the membership of 7, at least 4 must be from the FinCom.
Right.
So we have one community member right now.
Oh, you do?
Liz right now. We can add another FinCom member, but we don't have any volunteers. So we're locked out on that at this point.
Okay.
So it will be a community member.
Well, Bill, you have anything?
I have nothing.
Okay, then I would entertain a motion to upgrade, maybe that's the word, Mr. Austin to the Capital Committee, as well as his duties on finance.
So move.
Seconded.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Kilcoyne, aye.
Smith, aye.
Krantz and I.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Okay, then we also wanted to discuss the union contract negotiation team. And we had contemplated bringing Mr. Perry back in. Oh,
I just wanted to remind Mr. Austin that since you're in the building, if you could go down to the clerk's office after.
does he have to do that even though he's already on finance?
Yes, this is
You just gotta keep swearing, Paul.
Not good at that.
Yeah,
It'd be good as far as.
We're gonna have it-
So all of that, just to have us wait.
Well practiced.
And Tommy, it was getting my usual annoying them to update the membership on the webpage.
I bet I could beat you at a challenge of swearing. Bye, Paul, thank you.
Happy holidays.
Okay, so, anyway, we need to put a team together to do the contract negotiations with the dispatchers.
And eventually fire. Yep.
And eventually fire? Okay. All right, so we had contemplated having Mr. Perry come in and continue his contract negotiations with John as a member of the select board as we move forward, in that we are well aware that Mr. Perry has an understanding of both contracts. He actually did them with John a few years ago. So any questions or discussions on that, John, or
I
comments?
think it's good. I see the memo here from Bill.
Do you really?
We can see it out of one eye anyway, the other one's a little blurry, but, no, I mean, and he's, Ross has agreed to help us out with that, so at the same exact rate per hour as before. He did say he might need a ride if his Achilles reconstruction doesn't, isn't completed by then, but I don't think that'll be an issue. I don't think he thought that'd be an issue either, so. I'm good with it. I don't see any issues with it.
When do these negotiations actually start, John? After the first of the year?
We've been contacted by one, but, so they're.
They're ready?
They're ready, yeah.
Okay.
Say probably February, March. At that point, I think that's when we get started.
One's ready to go. I haven't heard anything from the other, so,
Okay.
it'll be a little off from the other one, so.
Okay. David, any questions, answers,
No, I think
comments?
it would be wise to include Ross in this, with his experience.
I really wanted you to mentor on this, but there's a conflict there.
That's fine.
And that having two members be part of it, we would have to call a meeting. So my only comment, and I hope Ross is listening, his fee, I think he forgot to put in a decimal point. It was $12.50 an hour, right?
Yes.
Okay, just as long as we're clear on that. So, any other comments, questions?
No, I think he's looking for VPN access to his computer files. I don't think that's.
He's already talked to Fred.
All right, yeah. I think he just likes, as before, he wanted us to keep him informed of the salary target, wage and salary increases for the coming year, so that factors into the whole thing. So, yeah, I'm good. I think it's pretty all comprehensive here, so as usual, so it's good.
So just number one, we would have to vote on having him as the lead negotiator.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna move to make a motion to have Mr. Ross Perry work for the town as far as the lead negotiator on these contract negotiations as we move forward.
I'll move that.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Kilcoyne, aye.
Smith, aye.
Krantz and I. Okay. And then, do you have any updates? Yes, Tom?
I don't know if you wanted to do that, but he did suggest that the board vote for the other two, the two chiefs to be involved on the negotiating team. Is that what?
Oh, yeah, well, I somewhat thought that was a given.
He says here that, to vote on it. I don't know if we need to just.
Okay, well, I would entertain a motion to have Chief Herbert and Gaudette participate in these negotiations with Mr. Perry and Mr. Kilcoyne.
Yeah.
No.
No.
We can't.
Listen, John, he can't.
Oh, that's right.
Keep moving.
Keep moving.
So moved.
So moved.
Seconded.
All those in favor?
Aye, Kilcoyne, aye.
Smith, aye.
This is why we need a short meeting. John can't remember who he is.
He's concerned about his eye, actually.
He should be,
The other one should go too, I don't know.
yeah. Mr. Caldwell, any updates for us?
88 grants for the beach, I think I mentioned at the last meeting, but, you know, Matt and I put that together. So that was awarded, so we'll be able to get some relief from the DCR money there. Also, the fire department got a couple awards, one for $15,500 to replace some old equipment, and one for $5,000, so the fire chief had written those. Good news there. Obviously, the budget stuff, capital's already in. Budget requests are due shortly after the new year. The fire department, they have their antique fire truck. Currently, it's in the cold storage of the DPW. They're asking if it would be okay. Ryan's fine with it. I'm fine with it. If they can put it in a Connex container out back here for a while, so it doesn't get hit through the winter, and so a storage container.
Yeah, I know what it is. Just, okay.
It won't affect the plowing. They're paying for it all just to get it out of there, so things don't get hit. It's obviously an antique and fairly valuable, so.
Okay, why don't you publicize that, and maybe somebody will just hook it up and take it away. Nice going, Bill.
Valuable to them, yes. It will be locked up.
Uh-huh.
Any issues with that?
Yeah, my only concern would be how many parking spaces it's going to take up.
None. It'll be on this side of the parking lot, so.
Okay, and as long as they don't block the electrical.
Yep. That won't be an issue.
Okay.
That'll be on this side of it. We have requested the money from the state from the economic development bill, which would go to the playground.
Where is that?
Somewhere in the state coffers. So we'll see it in a couple months,
Okay.
likely. They're thinking somewhere in February or March. I think that's about it.
And on the playground, the only thing left is the fencing?
Yep.
And are we waiting till spring for that now? or-
They may have to if the ground freezes and can't get the posts in.
All right. Comment, anything from you that we need to know? You'd like to share? Maybe later. It's early. Call me later, Maureen. John?
All good. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah.
It is Hanukkah.
I'm good. Hope everybody has a safe holiday week and no snow.
The only thing I would like to do is thank everybody that supported both the library and the Friends of the Sterling Seniors fundraisers this past couple of months. The libraries was in November. The Friends group had theirs a couple of weeks ago. Everybody that chipped in and made it happen, kudos to you. Every dollar helps on both sides of it. And other than that, yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Merry days, be safe, be kind, and find the joy.
Here, here.
That being said, I would entertain a motion to, adjourn. There you go.
Seconded.
All those in favor? Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Bill Klein, aye.
Smith, aye.
Krantz and I. Thanks.